Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Debbie White. I'm the moderator up there on your screen. We're going to take some questions from the media members, and let's see who has their hand up. Kyle, you want to go ahead? Name and affiliation, please.
Kyle Grabowski, Daily Hampshire Gazette. Ronnie, you started things off with the three early. Had you seen anything like that first half where it seemed like you guys really couldn't miss?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, what was it like to be part of that first half shooting the three like you guys did?
I mean, it's really great. Guys hitting shots, it's contagious. Makes the game a lot more fun. And celebrate for your guys. Love to see it.
Daniel, go ahead.
Hey guys, Dan.
Oh, sorry. What's Daniel?
Oh, Daniel McGee.
Sorry.
What's going on? Hey guys, Dan McGee, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. I'm just curious, was the game plan coming into this one to shoot that many threes? I mean, you guys got off really hot at the beginning. Was that how you planned to attack them coming in?
Our plan of attack was honestly just to play basketball. A lot of times we get a little bit too systematic, but today we just focused on the defensive end first, and the offense came naturally.
We'll take the other Daniel. Daniel Frank, go ahead.
Hi, Daniel Frank from A10 Talk. There's been a lot of talk about you guys as a team about maybe you didn't have the toughest conference schedule, maybe you guys didn't deserve to be here. Does that motivate you guys at all? Do you guys feel like you have a chip on your shoulder or something to prove?
Definitely have a chip on our shoulder. We just want to gain our respect, but it's day in and day out. Not a lot of people like UMass, but we're trying to make ourselves be relevant again, and it starts with each and every day.
Frederick, go ahead.
Hey guys, Frederick Hanna, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. Obviously, St. Joe's coming in on a 4-game winning streak. They win yesterday. They have Ryan Daly back. What was just the game plan from Coach McCall and the message to the team trying to keep him, obviously, from not scoring?
We kind of focused on Daly and Funk most of the game, making them take difficult shots and making somebody else beat us. We know most of their offense ran through them, and we eliminate them, make somebody else step up to the plate.
DeMichael?
DeMichael Cole, Philadelphia Inquirer. Tre, was there anything noticeable in the way that St. Joe's was guarding you that led you to believe that, you guys would be able to get a lot of three-point attempts and a lot of good looks today?
Honestly, I knew before even coming into the game. Somebody sent me a screenshot of a text where they were talking about how focused they were on me. And when I seen that, I was like, our guys are about to just have a field day, because they sent 2 or 3 guys at me. We got more than enough weapons on the perimeter.
Thank you.
Joseph?
Joey Aliberti, Daily Collegian. So we talked to Noah yesterday, and he said that it was the best practice of the year. I guess I just want to know what happened in that practice to kind of warrant what happened today.
We just really competed and got after it, but we weren't systematic. We just played our game and flowed and just played basketball at the end of the day. Things got chippy, but at the end of the day, we're brothers on and off the court. So we just did our thing.
Howard, go ahead.
Howard Herman from the Berkshire Eagle. For either of you guys, now you've got a St. Louis team that you guys didn't have one of your best games when you played them the first time. How much more confidence do you all have after a game like today when you have to play St. Louis again?
Honestly, I think our confidence is through the roof right now. But we understand that St. Louis is a difficult opponent, and they're tough on all aspects of the court. They got a lot of dudes that can go. So we're just focusing on playing hard, playing our game.
Frederick, you have a follow-up question? Your hand still up? No. Kyle? Your hand still up?
Yes. Was it a surprise to you guys that Dibaji got into the game, and what was that like to see him still be able to be out there and play after it was thought and he had announced that his season was over?
It was definitely great to see. He's still pushing through his injury, but he's willing to do anything for the team. He wants to help us win, if that's, locking up the best defender or, getting rebound or driving. He does whatever it takes to win. And I'm happy to see him on the court, and I'm happy for him to be back with us again.
We'll go with our last two questions for the players. Joseph, go ahead.
Tre, you talk about being having your confidence through the roof going into this game against St. Louis. I'm curious to know how much 2 games in the past 3 or 4 days affects the difference in flow that you feel within your team as a whole in comparison to kind of coming off that long break and that one game against Richmond into now.
Honestly, I think it's kind of once we start to hoop like that, we just get into a flow, and then we got another game tomorrow, so that flow is just gonna carry right over. I believe it's gonna carry right over because we got guys that are locked in, and nobody wants our season to be over with. So we're gonna go out there and put everything on the line for all 40 minutes.
Final question for the student athletes. Daniel, go ahead.
Hey guys, beyond just the 3-point shooting, you were really racking in the rebounds today. You out-rebounded them 47-30. What can you kind of say about the team rebounding effort tonight?
Just being more aggressive, getting 50-50 balls, that was our attack. Play hard, play together, and box out because they're shooting lots of threes, so it's going to be long rebounds. So that's how we, battled on the boards and crashed offensive glass because we thought they weren't really big enough to get rebounds like that. So.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. You are released now to go back to your locker room.
Thank you.
We'll wait Coach McCall's arrival. Quickly again, for those of you who may have come on late, the 34-point margin today is the largest in the A10 championship history. The old record was 33, held by Rutgers over St. Bonaventure in 1989. And this was also the last time that someone had scored 100 points in an A10 championship game was 1999. That was George Washington. Only 4 teams have done so in the history of this tournament. UMass will, of course, advance to play St. Louis tomorrow, same venue at the Robins Center at 1 o'clock tomorrow. For those of you who'll be joining us for the other 2 games, the press conferences all have separate links, so please double check your emails, or if you did not get those, let Drew Dickerson know. And we're joined now by Matt McCall. Coach, I'm Debbie White up there on your screen. I'm the moderator. If you will give us an opening statement, and then we'll take questions from the media.
Yeah, Debbie, it's a little bit different feeling with the Atlantic 10 microphone in front of me than it was last year at this time. There's no question about that. Feel fortunate to be able to play, feel fortunate to be able to play in the tournament, and just appreciate the Atlantic 10 and their efforts for making this possible. We talked a lot the last 2 days just about controlling the things that we can control. And 2 things that we always have control over is our ability to play unselfish on offense and our ability to play with great effort. And we did those 2 things today, and was very, very proud of our team. I thought we came out with the right focus, the right mentality. We don't need to be worried about shots, minutes, points, assists, any of that stuff. Put your focus on playing unselfish and put your focus on really defending at a high clip. And we did both of those things today, and just proud of our guys. There's been a lot thrown at them, a lot of pauses, a lot of stoppages. And they continue to bring great attitudes, and I'm proud of them. And it was a great win. And now it's on tomorrow.
Media members, if you'll signify your questions by raising your hand. Joseph, we'll go ahead and start with you. Name and affiliation again, please.
Joey Aliberti, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. Matt, can you just talk about the importance of having probably or definitely your best game of the season in to start the A10 tournament?
Well, it's obviously, Joey, it's one game, but yeah, the goal is to advance, and we were able to do that. I thought us getting off to a great start today was extremely important. We got it going there early, Ronnie, in the start of the game. It's interesting. And this is not to put pressure on Ronnie by any way, because I think he's a terrific player for us. But when he plays well, we genuinely play well, and that, again, I'm not trying to put pressure on Ronnie DeGray. But he, when you look at our games that we've won this year, he's played well, and we got to continue to find ways to get him involved offensively. But I think us getting off to a good start in the game was important for us.
Wayne, go ahead. You're next.
Wayne S. with the Richmond Times Dispatch. Just how much of an emphasis, or maybe something you thought you could exploit, was the three-point shooting? Was that just how big of a part of that was the game plan? And as the shots were falling early, could you just kind of see the confidence in the three-point shot kind of continue to grow in the guys?
Yeah, Wayne. I think that, listen, this was the first game all year that we've played where, like, collectively as a group, everyone shot it well. From Noah to Carl to TJ. Tre makes one, Javon makes one, TJ and Carl go for 4, Noah makes 3, Ronnie DeGray hits 2. This is the first game that we've had that all year. They go down there and you throw the ball in the post and they send doubles aggressively, and Tre finds guys. I don't know how many assists he ended up with. I mean, he had 2. I thought he had a couple more than that, but when they double team him, he finds guys. And, if teams are going to do that and we can shoot it at that clip, we could be, difficult to beat.
And, you had the pause in February, had a couple losses to finish the regular season. How do you maybe bottle this up to use it, moving forward, just kind of build up this momentum heading to tomorrow?
Yeah, Wayne, I thought the last pause really, really hurt us. In terms of just, we had some momentum there. We had won 2 games. We actually won those both without Tre and Noah, and our guys were playing pretty well, in a spirited win on the road against Rhode Island. And then Saturday night we win the game, and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. we have to tell them that we're paused for 2 weeks. We couldn't do anything for 10 days. We couldn't even get in the gym. We couldn't do individual instruction. I wasn't even allowed in the office. I had to stay home. All of us did. And that was difficult. And then to try to come out of that and play Richmond on the road and then St. Louis on the road, that was challenging. But we needed to go through those experiences to put us in the position that we're in today. And again, give our players credit, because their attitudes, through all of that just haven't changed.
Thank you.
Michael Bergman, go ahead.
Michael Bergman, A10 Talk. Congrats on the great win, Coach. I was just curious to see, because we learned a couple of weeks ago, Debaji Walker had some surgery, I think, and it was, I guess, maybe not ruled out completely 100%, but it was kind of looking forward that he would miss the rest of the season. So I kind of want to get your take on, how Debaji was feeling in the last few days, and kind of what the story was of how he ended up playing in today's game.
Yeah, he ended up seeing a hand specialist, another doctor, and kind of assessed where he was at, and if it was something that needed to be operated on, which would take an extensive recovery and put him out for a long period of time. And he got another opinion there. It was more so that he wanted to push forward and try to play, because he couldn't do any more damage to it. And it was one of those things that, it was kind of a tricky operation that may could have been difficult to rehab from, and just different things like that went into it. So he practiced yesterday for the first time, and told Coach Bergeron this morning, I believe, that he wanted to try to give it a go. Obviously, when he's out there, his length can cause some problems. I thought last year, watching the film, when we had him and Samba Diallo on daily, length and athleticism caused some problems. And Debaji, he wanted to give it a go there, and after he saw that second opinion, he was able to get a cortisone shot, and can function a little bit better than he was a month ago.
Kyle, go ahead.
Kyle Grabowski, Daily Hampshire Gazette. This was the first time that you guys had played in front of some of your fans. What was that like to have people in the stands wearing maroon supporting you all?
It was great. Our freshmen, Ronnie DeGray's parents haven't seen him play. I know they came all the way from Colorado. Kyra McCory's parents haven't seen him play live. They came from Hartford, Connecticut. Noah Fernandes' parents were there. Tre Mitchell's mom was in the stands, and his sisters. DeAndre Dominguez. I mean, all these guys. Their families haven't been able to see their first college game. I think Javon Garcia had a number of people. I know his mom and his uncle were in the stands. They haven't seen him play. And it was difficult to see Javon play prep school last year. When they're in Columbus, Ohio, and he's in the Northeast. So it was great. It's great for the families, and it's great for our players to be able to have their families there, and they haven't had that all year. And we were really trying to get Brady a 3 at the end of the game because he's obviously a senior, and his parents were in the stands. I really thought that one in front of the bench was going in, but it was awesome to see some UMass fans, and especially our players' parents and families in the stands was great.
Zach Weiss, go ahead.
Coach Zach Weiss, Atlantic10.com. Just for you, when you've come in, you've consistently preached changing the culture of this program. Just what have you viewed the culture as, and what does a result like this show where this culture is and could continue to go?
Yeah, I think that's a good question for Carl Pierre too. Coming through the door with me 4 years ago and going through a tremendous amount in 4 years. I told Carl last night that I've learned a lot from him in these past 4 years, and just that I'm appreciative of his loyalty. And he's a big reason why our culture has shifted and the trajectory of UMass basketball is trending. And I'm always indebted to Carl because of, him being loyal to not only this program, but just to me personally, as we had to go through some things in his first few years. But when you bring in high character kids that do the right things, go to class, get 4.0 GPAs, coachable, always in the gym working, your culture is going to shift, and that's what we have. And credit our assistant coaches for helping that as well.
Got time for 2 more quick questions. Frederick, and then Daniel, you can end us up here. Go ahead, Frederick.
Frederick Hanna, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. Coach, obviously, you're going to have the highs and lows of shooting performances, but obviously tonight it's one of the highs. How can you build off of this type of shooting performance and kind of use the keys or the things you took away from Monday up against St. Louis tomorrow?
Yeah, we found the open man. The ball moved. We weren't at all stagnant. We weren't trying to play robotic. We found the open man, and I think that we're at our best when we're doing that. I also thought we got a lot of transition opportunities. Again, our offense today started with the defensive focus. We were able to get stops, which got us out on the break, and we were trying to find each other, going into the half with, whatever it was, a 23-point lead. As a coach, you're preaching game's not over, possession by possession, got to play with great effort, got to continue to play unselfish. We go to Fordham. I don't know what were we up 35 at Fordham, and they cut it all the way to 16 or 14 because we started to get a little wacky with what we're doing and what got us that lead. And second half, boom, we get a couple stops in the press. We get on the break. We find open guys. Carl drills a couple threes. And that was the focus we needed to start the second half. So started with our defense, no question about it. We were able to get stops. That got us on the break. We were able to get some threes.
Daniel, last question.
Yeah, Freddie. Dan McGee, Massachusetts State Collegian. Freddie kind of touched on this a little bit. Coming out of halftime, Carl hit those 3 threes in a row. Really seemed pretty fired up. I'm just wondering what that really did for your energy on the bench. I mean, especially just continuing that tone from the first half into the second.
Yeah, Debbie, as you can tell, we got a lot of people from the Daily Collegian. Okay, this is like
yes, that's
a lot
yes,
of Daily
it's a
Collegian.
good thing.
A lot of Daily Collegian. No, I thought it was great. We St. Joe's is hard to play against. You got Taylor Funk, who's at 6'9", 6'10", coming off staggers and pin downs, right? And going into the game, we did not want to put Tre on him where Tre's having to race off staggers and pin downs and chase this guy off screening action. We put Carl on him. And I thought Carl did a terrific job on him, chasing him off those screens. And really outside of the threes, which were terrific as well, his rebounding. Carl had 7 rebounds today. But when you can open up a half, when you go into the half, you got a 23-point lead, and you come out of the half and you start the second half like that, and the energy on the bench just goes up and through the roof. That's the focus we needed to have. And again, unselfish, and it was, Javon Garcia. I mean, we haven't talked about him yet. No one's going to ask me about him. His stat line: 17 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. For a freshman in college, in his first tournament game, like him and Ronnie DeGray as freshman. Ronnie DeGray, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, 2 for 5 from 3. I mean, we start 2 freshmen in their first Atlantic 10 tournament, and those are their stat lines. I mean, that was just outstanding. But it was, a total team effort.